welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling collaboration. Now most people think, yeah, I know how to collaborate.
Right.
But you sent us these sources, the collaboration competencies breakdown, and honestly they offer this really detailed, super practical framework. So our mission today, unpack those pieces so you listening can get a real handle on what makes group work or work.
Exactly. It's such a vital skill, collaboration is. But often taken for granted, what's great about these sources is they don't just keep it vague.
Yep.
They break it down into tangible areas. It's almost like blueprints for teamwork. Really clarifies things.
Okay, so let's dig in. The sources seem to map out a path. Starting with us individually, then how we interact, and finally getting the job done. So that first step, taking personal responsibility for your own contribution to a group task. What's that really mean beyond just, showing up?
Well, it's more than just doing your bit.
Yeah.
The sources highlight actively contributing and also taking on different roles when needed.
Oh, okay. Different roles.
Yeah. And it's not just doing your part, it's about really owning the impact of your contribution on the whole group. It's that sort of underlying commitment,
That makes sense. It sets a different tone, doesn't it? If everyone's truly accountable like that.
Absolutely. It's foundational.
So, okay, people are pulling their weight individually. But then comes the tricky part, how they actually interact. Which brings us to area 2, encouraging effective group interaction. Sounds like the soft skills part.
It is, but the sources give it real teeth.
Yeah.
They talk about listening and responding respectfully, which sounds basic, but isn't always easy, establishing ways of working together and really engaging and supporting others. It's about building that psychological safety.
Psychological safety. So people feel okay speaking up, even with maybe unpopular ideas.
Precisely. It's making sure voices are actually heard and valued, not just tolerated. That's a subtle but huge difference.
Yeah, I can see how that's harder than it sounds. And if the interaction piece is off, the practical stuff probably suffers too.
Yeah.
Which leads right into the third component. Managing the sharing of tasks in a group activity. This feels like the nuts and bolts, the logistics.
It absolutely is. The sources put it as agreeing on what needs to be done and then, crucially, managing the distribution of tasks.
Right.
Think about it. How many times does something get missed because everyone assumed someone else was handling it?
Oh, too many times.
Yeah.
The classic, I thought you were doing that.
Exactly. So this is about clear agreements, clear assignments, making sure nothing falls through the cracks due to those unspoken assumptions. It's coordination.
Got it. Okay, so we've got individual responsibility, good interaction, tasks sorted. Now the final push, area 4, working towards task completion. This is where it all comes together.
This is the payoff, yeah. The sources break this down into ensuring progress towards a goal-keeping momentum, identifying issues and challenges as you go because things will come up, and then critically resolving issues. This is where that resilience and problem solving really come in. If you look at the big picture, this is how you actually get from A to B, make real progress.
And often where teams get stuck if those other pieces aren't solid.
That's exactly right. They all connect.
So let's bring this back to you, the listener. What does understanding all this actually do for you?
Whoa.
It transforms collaboration from this fuzzy idea into concrete actions you can take, whether it's a work project, a community thing, even planning a trip with friends. Knowing these specific parts, personal responsibility, interaction, task management, and driving completion gives you real insight. It's a practical toolkit.
Absolutely. So just to quickly recap those 4 core areas, taking personal responsibility, encouraging that effective interaction, managing how tasks are shared, and then working towards finishing the task.
Right.
These aren't just labels. Think of them as blueprints. They show the structure of good teamwork and maybe where things tend to break down. Which leads to a good question for reflection, maybe. Knowing these components now, especially the nuances we talked about, which one could you focus on next time you're in a group? Where could you personally make the biggest difference?
That's a great takeaway. Think about which blueprint piece needs attention. Go out there and try applying these insights. You might be surprised.